Hello and welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another car review. Today I've got my hands on this VW Scirocco 2 litre TSI Blue Motion. So this is not the first Scirocco I've driven. I did drive one a good couple of weeks back, which was a 2 litre TDI, so this is the petrol equivalent if you like. So it's powered by a 2 litre turbocharged engine, producing 178 horsepower or 180 horsepower. And about 200 foot-pounds of torque. So it pulls quite well. It's a smallish car. First impressions, fairly quick actually, considering. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's no Golf GTI or Scirocco or Golf R for that, you know, from that perspective. But obviously it's mated to a 6-speed manual gearbox as well, which is really engaging. Really solid gearbox, similar to the sort of Golf GTI almost. Yeah, really good gearbox. Nice and short shifts as well, which I like about it. So this is, like I said, this is a very high spec car. So I'll talk you through, we'll point out some of the key aspects I find in this car which really stand out. So first of all, it's got a panoramic roof, which is a really nice touch on this car. It's also got the sat nav, parking sensors all right round. Yeah, really nice spec car. It's got these lovely, like, between bucket seats and sort of normal seats, so they're quite hugging, not massively, you know, don't get me wrong, like I said, they're not full on bucket seats, but they're like an in-between type seat, which are covered in leather, really nice, with a R embossed on the back. Obviously this is an R line. Obviously the R is probably a bit confusing because a lot of people just think, oh, it's a Scirocco R or whatever, but no, they do an R line, same as Renault began to a GT line, etc. And just like it's almost like fits in between it's like the crossover between the standard version of car, or the hatchback, and the premium, so like Scirocco R. So it's the one that stands in between it basically. So it's almost like if you want a good all-rounder, basically. You want something that's good on fuel, but also, you know, got decent power. So that 2 litre engine produces, like I said, 180 horsepower. It allows the car to go from 0 to 60 in 7.4 seconds, so under 8 seconds. So yeah, fairly quick. Yeah, there's not really much turbo lag. Suspension-wise, and like sort of damping, etc., it rides the road really well. It's not crashy, it's not bumpy. It seems to absorb a lot of the, you know, crevices and stuff that you seem to drive over in the car. The steering wheels work really good, really direct. Steering wheel's a nice sort of shape as well. It's got a flat bottom, which is nice, and an R embossed on there as well, which is like a nice little touch as well. Brakes are actually really good as well. You know, standard brakes, they're pretty decent. They stop when you want them to, which is what you'd expect anyway. But yeah, no, really good. So what I was talking about earlier, in that this car sort of fits in between sort of like a Scirocco R or a standard Scirocco, is that obviously you get the fuel economy with this. So this averages roughly, I would say, you know, real world average around 42 miles per gallon, something like that. Now I know the quoted figure online is roughly about 46 combined, but yeah, I always take a good 4 or 5 miles per gallon off that, because that's just not realistic. But yeah, roughly about 42, I would say, is where this car would sort of land if you were to drive it on a mixture of roads, you know, from motorways to A roads to B roads, etc. So like I said, it's a good compromise. You get a decent amount of power, but then you also get the fuel economy. So yeah, it pulls quite well, brakes quite well, handles, yeah, okay, what wants to do. Like I said, it's not an out-and-out hot hatch. Another little quirk which I like about this car is it's got a boost gauge. So similar to the R 500 I drove recently. Yeah, so it's got a boost gauge. Obviously, when you put your foot down, it tells you how much boost the car is currently producing, etc. Which is, yeah, quite a nice little touch. Interior-wise, it's German. It's VW. You know, there's some normal sort of premium type, you know, materials. A lot of stuff is quite softer touch. It's not scratchy. There's a nice little sort of like gloss black, camo black type finish around the sat nav and the vents, etc. Design wise, it's really a quirky car actually. So like I said, this is the second one I've driven. I've never been a huge fan of Scirocco from looks wise. I find this one quite a nicer looking version though. Yeah, I'm starting to warm to the styling and the subtleties. There's something different to the usual type of normally sort of hot hatch or whatever, or hatchback. Yeah, it's quite cool. It's got like a wide end at the back, and then it's sort of quite narrow at the front. Like I said, almost golf-like at the front. It just looks a bit odd at the back. But yeah, no, like I said, I'm getting used to it. It's nice. This car is a nice looking car. So this particular car has done 24,000 miles, well 23,566 miles if you want to be precise. So yeah, really low miles, full service history, drives really well. There's not much else to say if I'm honest with you. But yeah, so if you are interested in this car, please head over to Ron Road Cars, and again, a big thanks to those guys for letting me drive the car for an hour or so to be able to take it out and do this short review. So yeah, so if you are interested, then go head over to their website for full details, full specs, etc. Like I said before, this channel is more about sort of the driving ability of a car rather than just talking around specs and numbers, and yeah, I just get really bored of that sort of stuff, if I'm honest with you. So I want to try and be a bit more different to the usual sort of standard review. So I hope you find a different variety in this type of video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you soon for plenty more videos to come. Don't forget to subscribe if you are interested and you want to follow my journey in testing all these different cars, etc. Going forward, there's going to be a bit more of a variety as well to the videos. So I've recently bought like a sim racing type setup. Obviously it's very basic amateur at the moment, so it's like steering wheel and what have you. But yeah, I will be starting to post possibly some gameplay, some footage of me physically like doing some racing on track, etc. So yeah, so if you are interested, then drop me a comment down below, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Thank you again for watching. Cheers, thank you, bye.